A solitary spotlight slices through the haze as a lone figure in martial arts attire executes a flawless aerial flip, only to vanish, replaced moments later by a sharply dressed CEO in a glass-walled boardroom. Who is this chameleon superstar, and how did he master the art of living two lives? Tonight, we unravel the tangled saga of Huang Zitao, an idol who became both martyr and magnate. When Tao burst onto the K-pop stage with EXO in 2012, he wasn't just another perfectly choreographed face. He was a human cannonball. His flips and kicks were so precise they looked like CGI, and fans quickly christened him Kung Fu Panda, a nod to his fierce stage persona and, paradoxically, his offstage tears. He wept at fan meetings, sobbed through reality show confessionals, and bared his heart in candid interviews. Yet even as stadiums reverberated with cheers, whispers began. Why was Tao limping backstage? A missed encore here, an unexplained absence there. SM Entertainment attributed every gap to ankle strains, promising rest and recovery. But netizens speculated this was no accident. It was the first act of a grand exit strategy. Rumors began to swirl that his injuries were exaggerated or strategically timed. Fans worried SM was pushing him too hard, sacrificing his health for relentless comebacks. Then, in a shock twist, Tao's father posted an emotional open letter, accusing SM of callous negligence and begging for his son's return to China. He described bruised ligaments left untreated, grueling rehearsal schedules that ignored medical advice, and days spent crying alone in hotel rooms. The letter painted a harrowing picture of a talented boy trapped in a corporate cage, and it ignited a firestorm of outrage that Korea had never seen. Suddenly, this wasn't just an idol's health scare, it was a public indictment of one of K-pop's most powerful engines. In the summer of 2015, following the departures of fellow Chinese EXO members, Tao filed a lawsuit against SM Entertainment seeking nullification of his contract. The headlines in Seoul read like a cultural earthquake: Tao versus SM. Critics pounced on his past condemnation of Luhan's exit, branding him a hypocrite. Was this a plea for well-being or a coldly calculated leap into China's lucrative market? Observers within the industry pointed out that taking legal action against SM implied turning away from the powerful worldwide platform that fuels K-pop's reach. Yet, Tao's camp acted with surprising speed, hinting that the move may have been carefully planned in advance. Just days later, confidential legal papers surfaced, exposing provisions that bound idols to 10-year agreements with unfair profit sharing, sparking a larger outcry over the treatment of artists in the K-pop industry. Online observers suspected that Tao's father, once a celebrity himself, had been quietly orchestrating plans to take charge of his son's future for quite some time. Once he regained his power, Tao re-emerged in China under the name ZTAO, unleashing a force as fierce and unstoppable as a storm in full fury. He launched his own studio, dropped raw hip-hop tracks dripping with defiance, and within weeks was mentoring contestants on top reality shows. His debut solo EP exploded onto streaming charts, blending aggressive trap beats with Mandarin lyrics exposing industry hypocrisy. His quick shift amazed reporters. Admirers praised his bold self-reliance, while critics interpreted each individual success as evidence of an intentional departure. When ZTAO founded ZTAO Entertainment, signing new talents and staking his claim as CEO, it felt less like evolution and more like a pre-written script, the Golden Boy reborn as a corporate emperor. Analysts noted his business model mimicked those of major agencies: talent scouting, merchandise lines, branded endorsements, yet all bore his personal brand stamp. Social media became ZTAO's gladiatorial arena. He posted photos of obsessive Sasang fans, shaming them publicly for crossing the line. He screenshotted malicious comments and counterattacked in real time, tagging journalists and influencers in heated exchanges. In early 2024, he accused world-renowned DJ Martin Garrix of botching his festival set, igniting an international feud that played out on Twitter and Weibo. ZTAO live-streamed a breakdown of Garrix's DJ software choices, dissecting every dropped beat, then dared Garrix to address him directly. To supporters, he was a fearless truth-teller defending artistic integrity. To detractors, a publicity junkie exploiting conflict for clicks. Yet by the time the dust settled, everyone agreed on one thing: if controversy is currency, ZTAO was a billionaire. As if legal battles and online brawls weren't enough, Zitao's personal life spurred fresh gossip. His relationship with Shu Yiyang, both his protege and his girlfriend, became fodder for intense debate. Paparazzi caught them at luxury dinners, recording whispered arguments over contracts. Industry insiders wondered, was this a genuine romance or a strategic alliance designed to cement his influence? The boss-boyfriend dynamic raised eyebrows, with some claiming it endangered her career, others praising him for nurturing raw talent. Netizens speculated that LTO would soon launch her solo debut, financed entirely by Zhao's fortune, a move seen by skeptics as nepotism at its most blatant. Zetao's real masterstroke was his meta-acting, turning the screen into another stage for his narrative. In The Brightest Star in the Sky, he played Yung Baku, a rebellious idol at war with his agency, rehearsing his own SM saga line by line. Every scowl, every tear felt like a dramatized confession disguised as fiction. Fans dissected each episode, mapping plot beats to real-life events, while critics accused him of using drama ratings to launder his image. In Negotiator, he became Jia Xiao, an irresponsible heir forced into leadership, mirroring his own corporate ascent. He swaggered through boardrooms in designer suits, then melted into vulnerable monologues about legacy and family duty. As Ji Zun Bao, the Monkey King of the mythical tale, he personified the tension between mischievous freedom and the weight of destiny, a mirror of the contrast between how the world witnessed the man, yet also glimpsed the dreams he quietly carried within. Costume designs featured a golden circlet, eerily reminiscent of the contracts he'd fought to escape, and promotional interviews veiled as character insights read like press releases for his own life. With each role, ZTAO wasn't just acting, he was rewriting his history. He used fiction to justify controversies, turning each scandal into dramatic backstory. Fans swooned, declaring he's finally speaking his truth, while cynics scoffed at the manipulative brilliance of the whole endeavor. Industry analysts noted that no other star had weaponized drama so consistently to shape public opinion. Trade magazines ran cover stories titled The Art of the Comeback and How to Manufacture Controversy, all using ZTAO as the case study. As 2025 unfolds, ZTAO stands at a crossroads. Will he escalate his controversy-driven performances, staging more real-life incidents to stay relevant? Some predict a globe-spanning spectacle blending his martial arts theatrics with corporate keynotes. Others foresee a darker turn, legal battles with rival agencies, power struggles that could topple fledgling stars under his banner. A whisper in industry circles hints at a tell-all memoir, ghost-written by a former executive at SM Entertainment, promising to reveal untold secrets of K-pop's inner workings. If true, the release could shatter alliances and rewrite pop history. The question remains, is Huang Zitao a fearless artist navigating a suffocating industry, or a calculating strategist who sees fame as a game of chess? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. His next move could redefine modern stardom or spark the most explosive scandal yet. In Zato's world, the final act is always in flux, and one thing is certain, the spotlight will follow wherever he steps next.